Life is not for the faint of heart. What I love about Sam is that he brings humor, but he never dodges the truth. In this episode, we talk about a year with real loss, major transitions, and one devastating rock bottom moment. Then we talk about not only what it took to keep showing up, but to show out and have one of his best years ever. So if you're trying to stay steady through life's hurricanes and come out the other side stronger, then this episode's for you. Let's get into it. Welcome to this episode's Best Path Forward. Today, I'm joined by Sam.
Hello, Dan.
Sam, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. So, Sam, let me just ask you, how's your day going and everything?
Great. We had a torrential downpour on the way over here, so that was terrifying. But we got here.
We got here.
Yeah. Plants are happy.
The plants are happy. Do you know anything about plants?
I know a little bit. We've experimented a lot with like house plants, and I don't know all the answers, but we've learned a lot in the last 5 years. So
Well, that's fun. So what's your favorite house plant?
Depending on the environment which it's in, I would say snake plants. You probably are going to ask me about those. I'm not the expert on them. I hear overwatering hurts. Gotta love a birds of paradise, palms, and things like that. I love a tropical sort of thing, but you have to have like the right light, and you got to be careful because a lot of those plants will get bugs and stuff. And
Even indoors?
yeah, I've tried to put a palm in a corner that doesn't get enough light. Doesn't go well. Birds of paradise. I got a giant one that was the size of this room practically for too much money, and that didn't survive.
So, did you have a whole funeral service for the plant that didn't survive?
I should have. I think it was traumatic for the wife and I to say goodbye to it. We tried to keep it alive. Just you couldn't do enough to keep it going. But in Florida, it'll be fine. So
In Florida, yeah. In Florida, it'll be fine. I have to ask, what is a bird of paradise?
it's that big one with like it's got like a solid leaf, and it looks very Jurassic Parky, if you will. Give me a phone and I'll show you. But they're cool. They're see them in like lobbies and in tropical areas and stuff. It's very cool. Just hard to keep alive in December. So
I'd imagine. Ohio's not known for being tropical weather in nature. So how do you keep a bird of paradise alive?
you try your best. It requires a lot of maintenance, though. Some plants don't really require that as much, and they can be tropical, but they're houseplants usually, right? That one you would call a houseplant, but typically like a greenhouse kind of thing, something with a skylight, that'll help. Monsteras, they look like big hands, if you will, and they keep growing. They got roots coming off of like the leaves and branches. You just keep burying the roots over time, and it keeps on growing. The bigger the pot, the bigger the plant.
So how many total plants do you said your wife?
Yep, Jessica.
Yeah. Jessica, how many plants do you and Jessica have currently at your house?
Too many.
Too many?
Yeah.
Like 2 dozen.
Way more than that. Our house, I always use this, and I already said it, but it's kind of like Jurassic Park in a way. There's stuff that grows on its own over time, needs very little maintenance.
Yeah.
And what we've done is we've decorated like a lot of the mirrors in our house. We have a lot of mirrors when you walk in the house, like right in the front foyer. We have them cascading across. So it looks really cool. We've got like 1 million of those growing everywhere, and just different things that are low maintenance that we know are not going to die on us anymore. We kind of learned the hard way. COVID was a lot of fun because Strader's was open.
Yeah.
But restaurants and stuff weren't, so we would go plant shopping because we had time on our hands, and it was fun.
Plants.
Yeah. But we learned what is and isn't easy to maintain, and found that there's a lot of cool stuff out there. So
All right. So you mentioned the big word there, COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And you talked about snake plants, and you said, I'm probably going to ask you about that because my snake plants keep dying. Is it possible for plants to have the COVID or virus and everything and die from that?
I don't believe so. We'll have to wait and see what they tell us. Those that know the answers. I don't think COVID's going to transfer to plants, but I'd love another COVID, honestly, if it just meant plants were dying, because, that was a great time for me.
So you heard it from Sam first. He wants another COVID so that plants...
For certain plants.
Hopefully
just weeds. Restaurants can still remain open. But I don't know if it's going to transfer over to the green stuff
at all. So as you alluded to, that my snake plants keep dying, and I'm convinced that it's either the pot that is cursed or the soil that is cursed, or now this third option, potentially there's a plant variation of COVID that I haven't been considering.
I think if it's getting too much light If it's drying out, that might do it. If the soil that it's potted in isn't the right kind of soil, which consult a green thumb enthusiast for that. But, I think they're pretty low maintenance. It's kind of like a desert kind of plant, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Don't overwater it would be my advice.
All right, maybe I watered it too much because like when I pull out the dead leaves, they're a little soggy.
Don't be hard on yourself.
It's all right. I mean, we grow and learn, except for the snake plant that I killed. That's not growing or learning. I grow and learn from the death of my snake plants. And I apologize for any snake plant enthusiasts out there. It's not my intention to kill snake plants, but sometimes it just happens.
Hey, anything can happen. Just don't buy a really expensive birds of paradise or anything that you think is, going to grow in December when it can't.
Yeah.
That's the only advice I can give on the plants, really.
It snows in Ohio. That doesn't sound like paradise for that poor plant.
No, it does not.
It does not. So, Sam, I got to ask you, what's your story?
That's a big question. My story. Well, where do I start with the story?
So I like these questions to be open-ended by design, so you can go wherever you want with it.
Okay. Well, I was born in Grandview Heights, blue collar. I had an amazing childhood, went to Ohio University, graduated, went to a career fair, found a job working for a bank because I thought that was where money is. And, I found sales to be a thing that I was pretty good at, and started working in the mortgage industry. Been doing that for about 15 years almost. And it's been very good to me. And, so I guess that's a streamline. Was married in May of 22 to my wife. Thank you. Right there. Now she's fantastic. She's the best thing that's ever happened to me. Not to sound cheesy, it's true. Best friend. And we live in Upper Arlington. Bought a house in October of 2020. And prior to that, I'm kind of going backwards here a little bit, but I bought my first home when I was a single young mortgage banker with, the Joseph A. Bank suit and shiny shoes in May of 2015. And when we met, we were dating. She moved in. We bought a house, rented the other house out. When they moved out, we renovated it, and she's a real estate agent. So we've just been kind of living in the real estate world for a long time. And we really like it, and we've got a lot of good friends, good relationships with our family and our neighbors, and life is good.
That is very good. Lots of questions asked based on what you just said. So the first is Ohio University. You're a Bobcat. Mm-hmm. What was your favorite thing about Ohio University?
I'm an 8-year Bobcat. I went to Grandview Bobcats and OU.
What do you mean? What's that?
The Grandview Bobcats is their mascot.
All right. So for those who don't know, Grandview Heights is like, I guess, is it a suburb or a little cutout?
It's a suburb. It's right by Upper Arlington. It neighbors Dublin and Hilliard, and it's a really nice place to live. It's definitely changed a lot since I was a kid there. You see a lot of kids riding bikes, and you could park your car and stuff, but it's gotten a lot more like campus saturated, I guess. A lot of apartment complexes, a lot of that kind of stuff. Grandview Yard and everything. It's still got a lot of charm though. I like Grandview.
So it's no longer looking like Stranger Things where people are riding on their bikes. It's a little less that.
No, I don't know if it was Stranger Things. It was just, I was born in 87, so, I was around 90s, early 2000s. Things were just different in general, cell phones and all that stuff. I had an instant messenger. You remember those things?
AOL Instant Messenger?
Yeah,
with a dial-up?
Yeah, and Facebook came out when I was in high school, like going into college, and since then my parents have taken that over, so I don't do it anymore. I have one, but
you don't use it.
Just to communicate with the aunts and uncles, basically. So
I had Facebook. I was an undergrad at Florida State University when Facebook came out, and you had to use like a college email to get on. And now you have
I have
teenagers like just getting on and being flooded by social media and everything. So you're a double Bobcat. You said an 8-year Bobcat?
I just said that because Grandview, 4 years of high school, 4 years of college.
Is that like a term for people that go from Grandview Heights to OU? You're an 8-year Bobcat?
I hope not. That was just, cheesy. It's because of this bourbon you gave me, honestly. I
think. Bourbon reveals some great truths and great money opportunities. So if you get some sweatshirts that say 8-year Bobcat, they may sell.
They could.
At least one. You would buy it, probably.
I don't know if I would. Maybe I will. I'm just kidding.
You got to buy your own product,
8-year Bobcat.
8-year Bobcat. And so you kind of went from Grandview and then you went to OU and everything. And I hear OU is beautiful because it's located in Athens, Ohio. And I hear from Athens, Ohio, OU is kind of like a big thing there. So what was your favorite part of living in Athens, Ohio and going to OU?
Well, It's my mother's alma mater, and her family actually, her grandparents like had like a bank and a couple buildings there. So like it was cool to go there for like the first time, really.
Yeah.
And being 18, I was not the wisest person, and still not, but I didn't know what I was getting into. I just heard, oh, cool, college, and I saw Ohio State, and I saw a few other places, and I went there. I just fell in love with it. It was just beautiful, the hills, and you're an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 20 from home, so you're kind of on your own, and people have cars, but you walk everywhere.
Yeah.
You know? Nobody's getting an Uber there. It's I don't think
they had Uber back then. We're old.
They had some cabs, but like it was
the cabs.
we just walked everywhere. So you're, walking everywhere, seeing all this cool stuff, and it's got an old college feel because it is. I know it changed a lot probably since I went there, but it just had this, beer was like $1.50 a bottle or something crazy, So you could go there with $20 and go out for a weekend and make something of it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So my friends and I, we have a annual tradition where we go get an Airbnb. Most of the time, since it's in January, we choose like this house that's on this icy hill. We have to like trudge down this hill, risk broken bones, and we hop on a party bus and we go to Athens. And there's one place, or I guess two places I always have to go. One place has a shop called the Hot Nut. Do you know what that is?
I do.
Yeah, that thing is delicious. Well, you don't like the hot nut?
I love hot nuts.
Okay, I see now. And then the second thing is the pizza place that has like these square pizzas.
Oh, jeez.
Is that Goodfellas, Godfather, something? G?
You're gonna kill me on this. They didn't even have a Chipotle until I was a senior. We went to Big Mama's Burritos, and it was the shit.
Oh, yeah.
I can't...
went to that place.
Yeah.
Yeah, Big Mama's Burritos.
Everything else, it's not the same.
Yeah.
They had a line out the door. They knew how to work a business, man. Get these kids a messy burrito fast and come back. I can't remember the Goodfellas or Godfellows, one of those maybe.
It's some pizza place, but it was like the fluffiest crust I've ever had in my life. And whenever I go there, they're like, hey, what bar are we going to? I'm like, I don't care as long as I can get that pizza.
We'd always stumble back to the dorm, or actually back then, probably even the dorm. It was like our apartment. We get like DP dough was the shit back then. So we would just get these calzones that would show up, and then whoever was passed out, I'd, eat their half and not tell them kind of thing. And
hey, you got to get protein in.
Hey,
it's their fault for falling asleep.
You got to keep your roommates on their toes.
You do.
So, it was a good time. We had a lot of fun. The food was fine. It was Bagel Street and a lot of other restaurants. There's a cute little diner in the middle there. I forget the name of it, but it's like an old Airstream kind of looking like that silver metallic kind of trailer looking deal.
Oh, I want to go.
I can't remember what it's called, but just fun, easy, affordable. You're doing all these things. You're kind of just growing up as you're there. You make a couple mistakes. You learn from them. It's like, it's different than, in my opinion, the Columbus, Ohio metropolitan, where you're not walking everywhere. If you do, you're not going that far. And there's a lot more to deal with, I'll just say. And there it was like kind of simple. It's like, you walk to class, you walk in the rain if you have to. You're always going to be really happy with your physique, even if you have that, what do they call it, the freshman 15, because you're walking up hills half the time. And it was just fun. They have these fests that everybody knows about. And I actually didn't participate in a lot of those. I used them to make some money for the fraternity I was in. Raise money for philanthropy. I was the philanthropy chair. So like,
very cool.
We would, escort people to like the fest in like a truck. I'd have my dad come down. We would take the truck and charge them like $20. At the end of the night, everybody's hammered trying to get home, and you have to just take them in and, all right, we'll get you home safe. But it was a lot of fun. And I just don't feel like you get that same sort of independence when you're here in a city, because there's just too much right there for you.
Too convenient.
And if you grew up in Columbus, you're just going to Dublin for the weekends, holidays. People stayed there over summer a lot. Like that's kind of different, especially when you're outside of the campus and you're in the hills. It's just a different vibe.
So you had opportunity to kind of grow up while you're at OU in Athens, Ohio.
I wouldn't say grow up. I'd say I did some growing.
Did some growing is good. It's better than no growing. Mm-hmm. Better than my poor dead snake plants right now, which are definitely not growing. Yeah, probably in the landfill somewhere.
The judiciary department would probably think I grew up a little, but I definitely tripped a few lines.
Judiciary, you triggered my lawyer brain, and I'm not going to ask about it. You're just looking at me like I should.
No, we got him to sponsor our fraternity. So the head of judiciary was literally the sponsor for our fraternity. And we had a fun 21st birthday. And when I had to face him the next day, nobody got arrested, nobody died. It was just, one of those long 21-year-old nights, and it was a fun. He was just a blast. It felt like time kind of stopped there. Yeah. And I felt like when I would come home to Ohio State, it was a more anxious environment, and just too much is going on. It's like
It's a lot of stuff.
lines are everywhere. It's like you got Brothers and stuff like that, and all those things that, like, was it Midway?
Yeah, I remember
Like
Midway.
all that. We would do like Ugly Tuna. Is that what it's called?
Ugly
All that
Tuna.
shit. It was like, this is so many people,
Yes.
and it's like different. It doesn't feel the same.
Yes.
I kind of miss OU, but yeah, I did that in 4 years and didn't stay, and came home, and here I am.
Nice. And it sounds like you and your wife both work in real estate. So what's your favorite thing about real estate?
Oh, the money? No, I'm joking. The honest truth is, it's something that I've been doing for a long time, and I feel like you have to work at a craft to really be an expert at it. I am not saying I'm an expert, but you learn a lot about people. Handling someone's home is a big deal to them. It's not like you're handling a checking account. It's an emotional process. A lot of it's over the phone. You don't see everybody every day. She does. I don't. It's really rewarding in a lot of ways. And there's also a lot of grind, a lot of grit, a lot of, things don't go your way. You got to pivot, overcome, adjust, set expectations, reset expectations. It preps you for negotiating and working with people of all walks of life, different ages, people, cry on the phone sometimes, which is not uncommon in real estate.
Yeah.
And I think even when I was coming in here, I was telling you, I had a client that had somebody break into his car and steal all of his belongings. And, this poor guy's waiting on a house to close, and, he's had a rough week. Families in the hospital, like, all that's happening at the same time. And, oh yeah, we're waiting on your approval for your purchase. It's like, there's a lot of weight that goes into that sort of stuff. It's a big decision for the buyers. It's a big decision for a family. It's a lot of relationships. You got your business side of it. You got your real estate agents. You've got your people you got to set, the correct expectations with. Yeah, communication is so key. You can't let it go off to the wayside and forget about anything. You got to stay organized, and you got to stay on top of your game and make sure you're on top of market conditions and so much more. And so I find that to be very rewarding. It's challenging. Our industry is being kind of squeezed a lot. Interest rates are high and stuff like that. But I wouldn't trade it for anything. I really like it. So
I think that's fantastic. I mean, the amount of things you have to juggle kind of doing your line of work, because you're not a realtor yourself. And so, like, you're kind of dealing with, like, a lot of people's emotions, and I guess, like, what is
they are too. They're dealing with a lot of that too, though. The realtors. Yeah, they have to do a lot of what I do. They do more of that, I would even say. But it's an emotional roller coaster. Sometimes it's streamlined and it's easy, but sometimes you got somebody that's got issues with credit or bringing money to the table, and there's a lot of intricacies in there that you just got to be aware of. And if you're less seasoned, it becomes, I think, a little bit harder, and you learn those lessons the hard way a lot.
Yeah.
I've been blessed to have done it long enough and stuck with it to where I feel like I can ferret out most of those things. But there's always something that's going to come up and bite you. There's always a snake in the grass. So,
always a snake in the grass,
Yeah.
or a snake plant in the grass, I think.
well,
Those probably don't exist.
sure.
It does. So, kind of like when you're dealing with, like, client expectations and everything, what are some of your favorite stories from your past experience of 15 years kind of working kind of in real estate?
Well, I don't know how much I can.
I mean, confidentiality, of course. I don't want to.
I'm going to make up these things a little bit.
I like making up things.
So this is a recent one that was really, really meaningful. So if you have to cut this later, I don't think you will. I have a friend that used to work in the industry with me that I helped get a job where I used to work. He since has left the industry and done something different. Well, he gets his haircut at this local salon barber thing, and the girl that did his hair was looking to buy a house, so he recommended me. And that was really kind of him, of course. I was, like, thankful for the opportunity, and spoke with her. And, this wasn't like the perfect scenario for somebody to buy a house, but she could qualify, but it required some participation from the family. And, there's a lot that goes into that. You got to find the right house.
Yeah.
You got to balance everything out to make sure it all goes and works. Goes is what we would call that. Like, does it go or not go? It works. And, along with all the same things we talked about, setting expectations, and we're talking first-time home buyers, we're talking a lot of emotion, we're talking this person's working crazy hard hours and putting together everything that she can. It's a referral from a friend. The girl didn't have a real estate agent. Happens that another person that she cuts hair for is a real estate agent, so she ends up using him. This realtor and this guy that I know don't know each other, and so I meet this agent. This agent's a very, very new agent, very green, and we go into contract on this house. She loves it. We negotiate this great deal for her, and this house has a lot of problems with it.
Okay.
And it was strenuous and hard, and the program we were doing took a lot of extra due diligence and work on everyone's part. And it all worked out beautifully at the end. And in the interim of start to finish, there was obviously a lot of anxiety and stress, not really on my part as much as the buyer being new to it and trying to work these shifts and trying to get us signed documents, and then having worries and questions, and then the house having all this work that the sellers needed to complete, and there was a laundry list of things. And then we got this agent, which to me is extremely important, because any realtor out there that is working with any lender, you always want to do a good job no matter what. But that's, potentially an avenue to building a relationship where you can both work together and build something beautiful, right? Something that's profitable for everybody. But there was just a lot of coaching involved and a lot of things that weren't going our way that no one could have predicted. And it was just a lot of novice kind of stuff happening, and a lot of, oh man, we're having this problem, and we have this problem, and we have this problem. And these aren't on anybody. These are like the house. So the seller has to do these things. We need a contractor out there to tell us that this is all fixed. We got to take skeletons out of the attic because there was raccoons up there, and all that. So it's just, anyway, I'm going on. The point is, it was a really good thing because it tested me a lot, because I had to really help be in the middle all the time, which I'm always in the middle, but there was a lot of stuff, like a lot of stuff, and a lot, I would say 96%.
96
of lenders would look at this and go, nah, you got to do this or this or this, and then you can buy a house. Or like, no, this house isn't the one. But we got that house to happen, and she is the happiest camper on the planet because she has it. And she got a killer deal, and she got all these other good things the buyer did. And the agent was made whole, and he got his thing, and he was so helpful, and he was learning as he kind of went, but he did so much work, so much follow-up. You could tell he gave a big shift, and it wasn't closing the deal. It was like looking out for the customer. Same as me, but also trying to make sure all these other things happened too. And it all worked out. I mean, we're talking like the title company was giving us heat on weird stuff that ended up going away. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. It's a lot of irons in the fire every time. Sometimes it goes great. Sometimes it doesn't. But, that's why communicating is key. And over time, I've learned to communicate, I think, pretty well. And I hope well. But, that was one story that happened recently. Could have been a dumpster fire, had a million red flags. We put them all out, and everybody's happy.
Sam, you stepped up and saved that lady's day, your client. And I think the cool part about that is that you mentioned 96% of the lenders in your position would not have taken this on. They would have seen the red flags and said, you know what? We're not going to take it. And you stepped up and you're like, you know what? I have a feeling about this. I want to help this lady get this across the finish line. So I guess, why did you do that?
I have to.
Have to?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's my job.
But you said 96% of the people wouldn't have done that.
I think that a lot of people look for the easy pickings.
Yeah.
What is going to be less time consuming and financially draining on me, my operations team, It's in a lot of cases, like, what's less draining for the consumer? Is it worth the stress?
Yeah.
Can they just buy another house? It's like, sure, but our eyes were set on this one, or lease was ending on this day, and this agent was, like the third contract they'd ever had, and it was like, fuck it, let's go.
Let's go.
I vetted this as hard as I can, and I've got everybody giving me a green light as long as A, B, and C, and D, and E, F, and G happen. Like, let's go. Set expectations that there's this. Make sure nobody's homeless at the end of this. If this doesn't go, if there's an issue with the house, which is the main concern, like if they don't fix these things, are we going to be able to close? But we held everybody accountable to what they said they would do. These are contracts. These aren't like written hypothetical agreements. These are legal documents. It's just something.
Once you sign, it's done.
Well, yeah, but a lot of times, it's funny, in real estate, people don't take them that seriously sometimes. They'll just walk away from things, and it's like, well, you can get sued. And then it's like, well, are they going to sue you? It's like, yeah, it happens a fair bit. But, I just wanted the best thing for the client. I was looking for, selfishly too, like I wanted to have a good story to tell too. Like, hey, we did all these cool things. I'm doing it right now. Like, this is a cool thing to be able to do when you do it. Is it good for business if you don't do that? Well, you'll be okay usually if you set really clear expectations and something that you said was going to go wrong happened. But, it was a tough road ahead, but we just, communicated and said, hey, look, this could happen. I feel pretty good about it, but we're going to try this. And these weren't lofty things. It was just like, they have to fix this or else kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It happens all the time in real estate. It's just when you have 30 of them. So it worked out fine. And yeah, I mean, I felt good about it. It was honestly a very good experience for her. My friend was really happy that I helped. He got a discount on his haircut. I mean, like, the agent was like, dude, you're a magician. I'm like, actually, I'm not. A lot of things had to happen right for this, but thank you so much for everything you've done on this. And, you know, that was it. I mean, it's just one deal. You do hundreds of these, you know, or not, you know, maybe you don't do, it's just, there's a lot to each and every one of them sometimes. And some of them, they're, again, a breeze and it's just fine. But it was nice to be able to make somebody's, you know, day. And that is an asset too. That will be an appreciating asset for her, especially after the work they did to the house. It's like, you guys want to sell this for this? You need to do this and give us this. And they did all those things.
And so you saw them through each process, and they're like, "Hey, you kind of work magic." And to them, to them probably it was magic, but to you, it was like, these are the recipes and the ingredients that go into like this magical potion.
And that's somebody's daughter. They're looking at their kid, and they have to participate, or it's not going to work, and they know that. And so they didn't talk too much about that, but it's like, you know, you got everybody, all 30 parties on this. Sometimes it's like 5 people.
Yeah.
You know, now it's a lot of people doing things to make it work. And again, I remember that she had a big party and she texted an invite. I couldn't make it. She invited me to her house party, and I don't get those invites that often. So does that resonate with me and feel good? Yeah, it does. Honestly, way more than the paycheck on that. Just being able to get through it and go, got this.
You had her back. When 96% of the people
She had her own back.
She had her own back. You just helped her through.
I've always got the client's back. I've always got the realtor's back. I'm always trying to do that. But it takes a lot of work, and you got to tell people, like, this is going to be a thing. So if you tell them what they want to hear and it doesn't go that way, you look like an asshole.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of those. So
yes.
You got to be careful.
You have to set expectations the right way. You have to kind of let them know what's coming, like potential delays, potential pitfalls. He did that. And to them, it was magic. And to you, it was like, hey, we're all making this magic together because, like, we did it.
We're done. Yeah.
We're done. Well, Sam, I think that's a fantastic story. But enough about you, if you don't mind.
Please.
Yeah. So you had 2 pieces of homework in preparing for this podcast. The first one has to do with a certain date. Do you remember what date you picked?
June 30th.
And that was June 30th, 2025. So just like a month ago, a little less than a month ago.
Yeah.
So tell us, Sam, what was important about June 30th, 2025?
Well, we had a kind of a rough start to the year. My wife and I, we talked about, I had a miscarriage. It was really devastating. And we also had some job changes, and we kind of had to reinvent the wheel and kind of hit this rock bottom moment that we didn't really forecast we were going to hit. And, you know, life is not for the, you know, faint of heart. It throws shit at you.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of things just hit us at the same time. So that was one where we were really excited, and then happens, and then you got to work through that. And at the same time, we're in the transition period. And so a couple months prior, we both started working at these new places, and, you know, we had this independence with that where we were able to kind of build a brand around ourselves. And so we started doing that, grinding, working diligently, busting our butts, focusing in, and like no time for play.
Yeah.
Kind of like, you know, anything could happen. Kind of a shell shock feeling. And we got really just, again, I just use the word focused. And then we started to see the results.
Okay.
Like when you focus on anything, you go to the gym, start going for a few weeks, start to see some results. It was kind of like that. But we got to a point in June where after a few months, both of us had some success, and we got, you know, to reap those rewards. I mentioned, you know, that one closing was one of many, but it was like all these things started to click and add up. It's like, oh yeah, you can do this, especially if you're down on your luck. You just got to dial in, and you've got to grind, and you've got to do what might feel uncomfortable, and you got to take some risks, calculated risks, all these things. But what are you going to do? Lay down? So
a lot of people would lay down.
Well, people had a lot of shit, way more than we had. But we just had this thing happen where it was like, okay, let's pick ourselves up day by day. Let's go. And we did that. And by June 30th, at the end of June, we had enough time working to have closed a lot of business for us. And we were, man, that's not cheesy, but like, we're kind of proud of ourselves, you know, like, we fucking did. That's pretty cool. And now, are there people killing you? Sure, but like, that was important for, it was meaningful for us to be able to do that. And we built a network of people that we work with like a lot, and we were able to diversify like how we do our business a bit more. Like, it was kind of focused in certain ways before, like leads driven only and that kind of thing. We got to be able to expand and learn how to do more business different ways, and we got to learn from other people and other experts, and it kind of dawned on us like, this is sort of what we're better at.
Yeah.
Have we just been like asleep at the wheel but not really. Everybody's got to learn, you know? So it was really nice to see in a short period of time, putting our heads down and just working what we could do, what we were capable of. And it was rewarding, not just like making a couple bucks, but it was like, we got these people referring us people all of a sudden. We've got these people inviting us to house parties. We've got other people reaching out and doing this and that. And it's like, I love this because I love people. I like working with people. And why the fuck else am I here right now talking to you? It's like, it was just like, it was cool. I mean, I met you.
Yeah.
This is dovetails into it. June 30th. We're giving each other hugs and kisses, like...
You and I, or you and your wife?
I'm not...
I wasn't, you say it.
Like, you know...
It was unclear.
We did a lot of stuff, all this stuff was happening, and we're like, man, look at us. And then, like... And not cocky, just like... attaboy kind of feeling, you know? And then we get invited to this fun 4th of July party, and you're there. And I've seen you at the gym for, I don't know, a decade or at least 5 years.
Yeah. And
I'm weird and I don't talk to anybody at the gym. So I've seen you there, and I
don't talk to anyone at the gym either.
I see you across the party. I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta go. I gotta go. Who is this guy? And you're like the sweetest, nicest guy I've ever met. And I'm like, okay, like you're almost not. It's like you're really, really nice and genuine and engaging, and you ask questions and you want to hear things. And I talk more than anybody I know, so it was just like, who is Daniel Best? This is awesome. And you were like, man, you want to do a podcast? And I was like, hell yeah, I do.
Yeah.
So I'm here right now drinking your bourbon. But it was one of those pleasant things where it's like, had I been stuck at a desk doing what I was doing what she was doing, we would not have ever done this.
No.
What would I rather have, old life or new life? New life.
New life always.
Yeah, you got to
craft it the right way.
Yeah. What was that cheesy metaphor I was talking about earlier? Like the plants. Like you put a plant in a pot, it's never going to grow much more than it can, and then you replant it. It's going to fall leaves, all that shit's going to happen, but it's going to expand and grow bigger. It's like you need to do some uncomfortable growth stuff.
Yes. Take
some risks. You're going to get burned a little. It's okay. It's going to happen. It's just going to happen. You're not going to just have a smooth ride all the time. Unless you got, a magic carpet or something. It's like things are going to happen. They're going to come your way. You're not going to predict them. But when it comes to doing what you feel like you're meant to do, doing what feels natural to you, comfortable to you, and even what's uncomfortable, if you want to get better at something and be successful at something and feel confident in what you're doing and all that, it's like, you got to grow.
Yes.
You can't just sit stagnant and safe, or you'll be miserable.
Yes.
But when you accomplish just a little, even in a little bit of time, and I mean, you'll surprise yourself, especially if you challenge yourself, which is what we were doing. So I just thought that was pretty funny that all that happened, and then we go to this little party a few days after, like, one of the best times we've had in a while. And we're going to this thing not thinking anything's going to happen more. We're just going to mingle, and I meet you, and it's like, how do I know that guy? And, we're talking about plants and shit, mortgages.
And debt snake plants and everything. Well, I'll tell you, Sam, I think it's impressive. Once again, no one wants to hear the news of a miscarriage, and that's like a tragic thing to happen. And then when you stack that with like job transitions and everything, and you stack that with just like all this unexpected life, like no one wants to ring in 2025 that way at all. But what you and your wife have been able to do in, what is that, 6 months? It's like, not only did you go through all that kind of like what people will consider tragedy, because it is a tragedy, you went through that, but you told yourselves, it's like, hey, where do we want to go? Who are the people that we want to be, and how do we get there? So did you guys have like a moment where you kind of sat down, it's like, this is where we're going to start, this is who we want to be, and this is how we're going to get there?
Yeah, every day for about 6 months.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes life's a picnic. It just, sometimes it's not, right? Most of the time it's not. And we've been blessed with, a lot of things, family, support and things, but like, we have goals.
Yeah.
We're not trying to run the damn world. We just, we want to do what we like doing, and we want to feel really good doing it when we're doing it.
Yeah.
And there was something missing for both of us, and we kind of found it together. which is, I mean, storybook. Like, who else do you want to figure it out with? Your life partner, right? So,
Oh, you're gonna make me cry.
don't. But it's just,
Say, don't cry.
but it was cool because we actually did something big. We had some bad stuff, we had some good stuff, and it's like, hey, look who's still standing. You know, like, that's pretty nice. Hey, the world can turn tomorrow. We've already hit once, you know. Bring it on.
Bring it on.
I'm not welcoming anything.
I was going to say, you already asked for COVID to come back.
No,
just
but,
for the plants.
but life happens, you know, it just happens. You know, you could die tomorrow, somebody can get sick, a million other things way worse.
Yeah.
It's just like, we had a little taste of it, and I think we needed it.
Yeah.
I don't like saying that necessarily. I probably shouldn't, but it's just like, you know, you need to have some stimulation to grow, you know?
I think a lot of people fear adversity in general because it's adversity. No one looks forward to going through it. And you hear about like one of the people that went through the most adversity ever is like this guy, David Goggins. Have you heard of David Goggins before?
Have you seen his feet?
My God, stop it. But David Goggins kind of overcomes adversity. And it's like no one really anticipates or looks forward to going through adversity. But when they come out the other side, they're always a little bit stronger because of it. And so I think what you and your wife Jess have been able to do is just really kind of dial in, like you said, and focus on like, okay, what are our strengths? How can we enhance that and kind of build the lives for ourselves that we want?
Yeah, what do we preach to people every day? We set expectations, right?
Yeah.
Realistic ones. Don't set the bar up too high unless you can deal with falling a little short of it, but set your bar high.
Yeah.
You know? And don't give yourself excuses and try not to bitch.
Yes. Just try not to.
Just grind through it, man. Because tomorrow, it's the next day of the journey. You're going to be all right. I think I wrote something down, didn't I? Didn't I write something down?
Hey, you got a quote for us.
I have a quote for you. Oh, this is for the tool.
Yeah, we can't talk about tools early. You're right. We got to get back on track. So, what I'll have you do is I'll have you read the bike brain as I kind of explain to anyone who has not heard of a bike brain before what it is. Is that all right with you? Mm-hmm. All right, so just kind of take a look at that. So bike brains are mental tools that I use to help process the world around me. I try to do them every day of the week except for Sunday where I try to take a day off. Generally, they're broken down into three major areas. That is mind, body, and spirit. Mind is about having different mental rooms in your life, be it the real estate room, be it the workout room, be it the finance room, or just personal relationships room. We're all allocating mental energy to different areas of our lives. Body is about taking a 360 holistic approach to your body. It's more than just about calories in or exercise out. It's about your environment, your stress levels, high carrying anxiety, and keeping track of all those things. And the last of the big three is spirit. And spirit is about figuring out your own code of conduct. And that's diving into yourself to figure out the rules that you live by, and then reaching out to others, understanding that you can't do this thing in life alone. You need other people around you. And then there are two special categories. The first one is known as Inosala. And Inosala is a blend of mind, body, and spirit, all working together, firing on all cylinders to kind of really level up in life. And the corollary of that is All is One, which is Inosala backwards. And All is One is taking that balanced Inosala state, incorporating others into your life so you guys are all rising and moving forward to the next level. So Sam, did you have a chance to read that?
I did.
All right, cool. So what I'll do is I'll kind of read it for people that have not heard it before, and then we could talk about it. That's all right with you.
Let's go.
All right. So this bike brain, once again, is on 6/30/2025, and it is the finale for the word of the month. And this month's word was craft, and is an Inosala by All is One entry. And the name of it is craft creation. And this is it. The essence of craft is to use skill, knowledge, and know-how to make something of nothing. It is looking out at the world and realizing that something in it isn't to your liking, or conversely, something in you isn't to your liking, and acting on it. That's the core of personal development. You're making something from nothing, be it a creative endeavor, a physical journey starting from scratch, or some other plan that you've been putting off. One thing about craft is an undeniable truth. Not using your craft guarantees the world you want or the person you want to be will never come to fruition. Failure be damned. You must persist through it. So take the lessons learned from craft and implement your skills to work on what you want to see in the world. So Sam, what hits me hard about that is because a lot of people have grand ambitions and grand goals, and they don't realize that to kind of make those happen, you kind of have to craft it. So kind of look around like this whole podcast thing. Do you know one of the main reasons I started this podcast?
No.
Well, I'm going to let you in on a secret. It's because I want to talk to people. at the gym where you and I kind of like knew each other, but didn't meet until that July 4th party that you referenced, we had these, what I call between the sets conversations. And it's like you get snippets of people for 30 seconds at a time. And people that go to the gym in the morning, they are wired differently. Just in general, they're really trying to grind and get after their own life. Just body being one aspect of it. They usually go home or shower at the gym and then go straight to work, and they kind of start their day supercharged. And I think people like that are the most fascinating because they have these clear goals and ambitions, and they're really working hard to get after it, to the fact where they're probably going to bed early and waking up early in the morning to get to the gym before the sun even rises. And so I thought to myself, I want to have a venue for these people to kind of talk about their life experiences and what they're going through, the highs and the lows. And I think a lot of people, especially on social media, it's like, oh, look at this big thing that I have, or look at all these riches. I'm like, cool, but there's also struggle. And I think people are being disingenuous about their own personal development if they don't talk about that struggle. And so one of the things I want to do, kind of put out to the world, whoever might see it, even if it's only one person, if they hear about the struggles that I've gone through, or the struggles that you've gone through, or anyone that's sitting in these chairs, or anyone that they talk to, it's like, oh, it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes it's going to be stormy outside. How do we deal those storms, and how do we deal those hurricanes that kind of get to the next level? And so the world I wanted to see, and the way I'm displaying it through this podcast, is like, yes, personal development is hard. It's hard because you're not only changing who you are, but how you operate, how you look at the world, and the things that you want to do. There's going to be sacrifice. There's going to be times where you kind of repot yourself in a different soil, and it's like, oh man, all these leaves are falling. But guess what? That's part of the natural cycle when you repot. But guess you're going to grow bigger from that whole experience. And so I really like the word craft there, because it's creating something from nothing. Yeah, there might be other people that are kind of similar in ideas and goals, but you're kind of generating something from nothing. And you have to follow your own guidebook and rule book. You're going to take 2 steps forward, sometimes 1 step back, but as long as you're making kind of like this whole Kaizen approach of consistent incremental progress, you're going to be just fine. So I really like that entry. Mm-hmm. So Sam, what did you think about that bike brain?
Well, I agree. I think that there's tremendous benefit in crafting, your own future. I don't think that everything comes easy to anybody.
Yeah.
Even people that are gifted $1 million and, all that. It's like, nothing's easy. Everybody's got their own struggle. But I think at the end of the day, you kind of have to manifest your own destiny to a degree. Maybe that's incorrect, but you have to build what you want. It's not going to come to you, especially now.
Yeah.
I feel like when we were kids, it was like, do what you want, follow your dreams. It's like, grow up, man. It's not going to fucking work. It's like, you have to actually get into something and build from there, unless you are super lucky or super gifted and it just comes naturally. Most of us don't have that. You got to build from somewhere. That doesn't mean you have to go to school even. It's like, you don't have to go to college and do all this student loan debt and all this crazy shit. You can just grind at something and probably it doesn't have to be an Instagram, thing where, like with influencers.
No.
Jesus Christ. I'm just like, give me a fuck. It's like, hey, I get it. You're a YouTuber. You make $2 million a minute. That's freaking fantastic.
Wait,
that is not going to last.
Hold on.
Maybe not a minute.
$2 million a minute?
No, but there's people that are doing nothing. They're doing nothing.
Yeah.
But they're reaping these rewards, and it becomes this iconic thing to do, and then nobody challenges themselves because they can just do that, because I can do that. And that's foolhardy.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, immature. It's not good to promote that that's what anybody should be doing. To the point of, that craft quote, I think the last line, was it something about make the world what you want it to be, or make it better? All that in the same. Do you want to feel really accomplished and not be a miserable billionaire? Like, how can you be miserable? They're all, Do you want to feel great about your life and feel meaning? Do something that you really know you work hard at and that you're good at, and you've worked hard to get there, and that you're doing a good job. Hopefully, you're not doing that and not reaping some reward so you could pay your bills. But you don't need to be a nothing and pretend that something is huge, like gaming or something. I don't even know what to explain. It's like, people have so much potential, they don't even know that they need to unlock it.
Yes.
And they need to be challenged. They need to be told no. They need to be put in an uncomfortable situation, maybe that they had no prediction of. And it's not like this is the only challenge I've faced. People have way worse than I'm talking about. Are you kidding? Like, that's life. But life throws shit at you.
Yeah.
And we've got to grow. We've gotta get better at something. It better have some meaning behind it, or you're going to be miserable doing it, unless you're a sociopath. It's like, seriously, what makes you happy? That's important. What can you tolerate is really important.
Yeah.
And what can you absolutely not tolerate? Figure out where the hell you need to go in that little maze and start plugging away, and do it as early as you can. And stop following the leader on, like, this is what I need to do to get to where it's like, it's not about them. Like, no. What are you going to feel fulfilled in?
What do you want for yourself?
You want to make the world a better place? Okay, here's how you do it. You don't want to join the Peace Corps? Shocking. Okay. Would you rather make a couple bucks? Be honest. I kind of would like a couple bucks. Okay. Do you like working with people? I hate them. Okay, let's find something over in this field, which isn't happening. Nobody's having that discussion as much as they should. It's like, yeah, they have. No, they haven't. So everybody's pissed off all the time. You don't know what to do. People don't know what to do. It's like, I found myself in this industry. I just happen to like talking to people, and I was advised by my family and friends, like, you're really good at talking. You talk too much, but, nobody really hates you. So we could probably find a way to really use this and make some money or something. And I just found finance. But you could do that a million different ways. You know how many people like connecting with human beings, actually? Let's say you hate that. Fine. Find something different. You also have to have realistic expectations. Like, what does it you really want? Well, I want this, this, and this, and this. Okay. Can you craft that? Is anybody, like, coaching you on how to craft that? Is that even craftable? I mean, you got to figure out a path somewhere, and you got to take some risks, and you got to be willing to take the bad news.
Yeah.
It's really helpful to try to prep for bad news, but do that when you're younger. I sound like such an old fart now. 37. It's like, yeah, like, there's a million risks you could take. Calculated risks, hopefully. Little guidance. Maybe you don't have to jump into school right away. Maybe you could do something different. Maybe that isn't just being an influencer. Maybe it's like, I don't know, being a freaking plumber, which they're in demand and they make a lot of money. It's like, there's a lot of ways to be happy, but being happy isn't really just the goal. That comes with feeling purpose.
Yes.
Like, I feel purpose in what I do. I actually like what I do. And it compensates. That's nice. There are way better things than that, I'm sure. This is what I do. That's okay. Everybody should just kind of do a quick diagnostic of themselves. And then when I say quick, I mean, like, it takes years. But, get some people around you that might know a thing or two. And then maybe just open your ears up. And who knows? You might just figure something out.
Sam, I think some of the tough parts is that raising awareness to what you need to do to kind of like figure out what you want in life. I think one of the toughest things for me is that, like, I was on autopilot, even graduating from law school. It's like, oh, go work at a big law firm and everything. Like, go get all the money in the world. And you know what happened when I worked full time for that law firm? I got fired probably like 3 months in. And it was shocking. It kind of disrupted my life. And at the time, I didn't realize what a godsend and a blessing it was. And so it's like, I think sometimes when you start crafting what you want from your life, it takes like a shocking event to kind of like knock you off autopilot. It's like, you're on cruise control. When you're on cruise control, your brain can just go anywhere. It's like autopilot can be good, but at the same time, do you know where you're going? So I think having events that kind of knock you off of autopilot are huge. And for me, after getting fired, it kind of woke me up a little bit. I was like, oh, what do I really want? And you're going through this hurricane. It's like, I still have bills to pay. I still have all these things to do. And it's like, how are we going to figure this out? And so kind of overcoming all that and kind of going back to the bite brain entry. What do I want in the world? Is it there? All right, maybe it's not there. It's like, can I influence it? And we're not talking about like the wider world, I don't think even like the president of the United States can impact the whole world. Obviously that has influence, but like countries make their own decisions. It's like, what can I do to impact the world around me? And it took a long time for me to get here and get in line with my purpose. Because I agree that happiness is a byproduct of purpose. If you're walking in your purpose and you figure out what you want in life and going after it, I think, you're probably going to smile about it. Trust me, there are going to be bad days, even when you're walking your purpose, and that's part of the life. But kind of going through those experiences builds resilience and builds grit. And I think people, especially nowadays, because they're kind of just stuck on social media or stuck behind their computers, they lose that face-to-face interaction, and they lose the ability to kind of deal with setbacks. Back when I was an assistant hall director, parents will say, hey, can I have your cell phone number so I can call you to like checking on my kid? It's like, no, we both went away for college. It's like part of going away for college is getting away from that comfort zone. You getting out of Grandview and me getting out of Jacksonville, Florida. It's like, oh, I had to kind of figure this out on my own. You have to build that grit and resilience. You have to craft the version of yourself you want to be. Is it perfect? Hell no, it's not perfect. Most of the time it won't be perfect, but I think if you put in the work and have an honest, what you said, assessment about who you want to be, sit down and actually think about what you want and kind of get off autopilot. For me, I was knocked off autopilot because I got fired. Other people might come to another realization. They're like, oh, I'm just so stressed all the time at work. They're doing great. They're making all the money and it's just not hitting the way they thought it would. That knocks them off autopilot. So as soon as you get off of that autopilot, I think you can really start to grow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, so thanks for indulging my bike brain with me. I think we had some great discussions about that. So you also had a second piece of homework. You remember what that second piece of homework was?
The tool.
The tool. The tool, he said mysteriously.
The tool. I'm kidding.
So dramatic.
Yeah, the tool. Not tool. Sure.
All right, so Sam, let me ask you, what is a personal development tool that you use to find your own best path forward?
Well,
I'm getting my notebook handy because I like writing this stuff down.
I pulled it up earlier, and I've got to reference it again because you liked the quote earlier.
Yeah, I did.
I think it's a good one. And I said this. Holy shit. No, I have this thing called a Trello board.
Trello.
Yeah, I learned this from a previous employer who was very meticulous, very organized, very good at what he did. And, you know, when I was working for years, I didn't have a sense of hyper-organization, really. And I think that being organized, whether it's your thoughts, your tasks, everything, unless it drives you nuts, you should probably adapt and overcome, because being organized makes you more successful in life. I don't care what it is.
Why do you think that is?
Because you don't miss the mark as much. And the mark can be a million things, but it's like, you know, everybody's got their own capacity to remember stuff and do things. But I mean, it's like Microsoft Outlook or calendar reminders or Apple Calendar, or whatever the hell people use. I use this thing because I learned it from somebody else, but it's pretty straightforward. It's like you have tags, like you make a tag on this thing and you title this column like to-do list for today. And you can title the next column of little tags like whatever, you know, miscellaneous things you have to do in the next 3 months, right? Now you can use that and build on that with your calendar reminders, with your alarms and all that. But having a sense of organization has been life-changing for me. Now, a lot of people look at their calendar every day. Couple that with this. It's like a ×2 factor.
Oh, okay.
And you're thinking about it. You might even write it down on your little... I do it three ways. I do a notepad, because I always did that. It's like habit, and then Trello board and Outlook, right?
So 3 different locations.
Yeah, but 3 is better than 1 in most cases, folks. No, I sincerely think this works because I'm a very disorganized person. I'm very scatterbrained. I tend to overthink a lot of things, and then, you know, I kind of get lost in the thought of this, and then I forgot about that. And if I ever have something that happens in real time, you're hanging out with your friends and somebody says you got to meet this guy, or you got to you know, go to this movie, or whatever it is, you got to read this book. It's like, yeah, put that other miscellaneous. And you're going to see it. Your brain will forget unless you're like, you know, a savant or something. It's like you can't just keep track of this shit. And if you're organized like that, you can be a relaxed person and just do it your own way, but I just find that this helps me because it makes me more efficient. And since I've been implementing that, I've done it for a couple of years now, it's made a huge difference. Because I catch myself all the time. As hard as I'm working, like, oh shit, I forgot to do that. It's like, you know, I'm not saying this happened to me, but, you know, like, miscellaneous. File your taxes, like that kind of stuff. Now, that's a big one. I haven't not filed my taxes.
Dude, tax day doesn't really change. Do you file your taxes?
Well, yeah.
Careful, you're on camera.
Yeah, yeah.
He said convincingly.
We have an extension. I'm joking. But it's just the whole thing is just really important to keep track of things, because everything to you matters when it matters, and then you forget that it mattered to you. And then if you ever find that moment, everybody has this where it's like, ah, shit.
And you feel bad. Birthdays,
like all that. Just keep it there, throw it on the Outlook or whatever calendar reminder, put an alarm if you need. If that's all you need, great. But like for me, especially with day-to-days, I just knock those things out. I remove the tab. I know they're taken care of. And there's these 5 things. And if I didn't get to them, Now they're on like the urgent list, like things you got to, and it just keeps you accountable to what you told yourself you would do.
So let me ask you, does it automatically move them to like an urgent list?
Oh no, that's all about accountability. You have to
do it yourself.
Yeah, which is why you need to use it, which is, the genius behind it, I think. If you're not going to use it, it's just going to sit there with shit you put on it, and you're not going to look at it unless you look at it. So at least remind yourself daily to look at that. Like you do your calendar, like you do anything.
Like you check like Instagram or YouTube. Probably not you, because you seem to be way too busy. Like a lot of people just religiously check like their social media like it's their job, although they're not getting paid for it.
That's a great comparison.
Yeah.
I like that, actually. I didn't think about that, but people are really worried about stuff. Like what you look like to the other people in the, world that you work in, and social media, like in general, like how does this pose look? How many selfies are we going to take? It's like, what if you took just a pinky finger of that energy and put that into your like routine that ultimately really creates some fulfillment?
Crafts the fulfillment.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that app is like $5 a month.
Maybe. I was going to ask you, so kind of going back to the beginning, Trello, what is that? It's an app?
It's just an app that I have, and like I said, I learned that from a prior employer who used it a lot, and I had to learn to use it because it was like part of the job. Like, you got to use this. I'm like, okay, so I'm using it, and I found it to be tremendously helpful because it just keeps you accountable to things that you want to do.
Yeah.
Not that you kind of want to do. It's like, do you want to do it or not? Then put it on Trello. Okay. Now I got to see it, and every day when I check that, if you check it. Okay, there's all my to-do lists. Got to knock these things out. Okay, what's my time management looking like today? Calendar's buzzing me. Oh yeah, that's that thing on Trello I told myself about. And then maybe on a Saturday, or for me, not Saturdays as much, but like, let's say it's whatever day. Oh yeah, the vents that I removed from the bedroom that need to be painted because they're whatever. Something like that, Oh yeah, that, vacuum has that clog. I got to take it to Dyson, and that's a 15-minute drive. And so like you'll put notes in there, and then things that are meaningful, like to you, like it could be a one-liner, it could be a person's name, it could be whatever. You might put in there some more detail, and then you can always catch it later. The quote that I told you about earlier, where the hell's my phone? Somewhere.
Find it.
Okay.
You found it? All right, here we go. Phone is safe.
All right. So the quote that I said earlier that you liked was, enough detail to trigger a memory.
Trigger was good.
So the whole point of it is like you remember it, and you see something that triggers that. It's like, what is that? Oh yeah, thing. Oh, and then you're like rewriting it, going, okay, putting that in a better column. And that sounds meticulous. It's honestly not that hard. You ever made a video on Instagram? How much work is it to do this shit? It's like, this is just a thing that just keeps you accountable daily. And if you don't, okay, you let yourself down a little bit. Deal with it. But are you getting better? Are you crafting? I guess, right?
I see what you did there.
Well,
I'll give you a fifth.
I mean, it's like, yeah, you are. You're doing more than you would have done.
Yes.
So use some tools. Those tools can be a lot of things. I just find that one to be pretty simple. It's like, isn't that like a calendar? It's like, is it? Are you going to throw 60 things on your calendar to remind yourself every day? No, you're not.
Yeah, there's a lot of things there.
Just write it down. Okay, well, do you journal daily? Do you read it every day? And let's say you miss one. Okay, is that the end of the world? No, because you have all these things you would have forgot about in a week that you got there later. And you can catch up on things when you got a free moment.
And you also mentioned there's another utility to it. If you miss something, just move it to an urgent column. And so long as your urgent column isn't growing too obnoxiously large, it's like, oh, that's the high priority focus is there.
Yeah, and the cool thing, like I put things in there like, my mother-in-law loved this flower when we were at Oakland Nursery. Like, what the name of the flower? Like, I'm never.
It's birds of paradise. Pay attention, bro. Come on.
She's not getting one of those. But like, just plenty as it is. But it's like, she loved this coffee at this place, or she loved this pastry at this random place. We tried it out one weekend they were in town. 8 months later, you bring that to a gathering of some kind with the family. It's like, you remember? It's like, no, I didn't.
But you did.
Well, yeah, but it's like, yeah, again, it's just like this easy tool that makes you feel great when you can find yourself like, oh yeah, I did this. Like, yeah, I did the app. The app reminded me.
Yeah.
Old me would never have reminded myself of that. Like, I would have not thought of that blend of coffee, or this carpet you saw at this one store, or this discount that only happens in this time frame. So you set a calendar reminder, you put it on Trello, and then even if you forget the Trello, the calendar reminder gets you. It's like, again, times 2. Okay, write it down, but especially a long down the road thing, you're not going to get the times 3 factor, but you want all that working for you. It makes your life easier.
So you're multiplying triggers here. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
And so can we go on a quick mental journey?
Let's go.
All right. So I'm all about like mind, body, spirit. And as I kind of gave the overcap of what bite brains are, like mind is about having these different mental rooms that you have in your life, like family room, workout room, memory room. But the thing about that is if you have different triggers around you, say if someone wants to start working out, like, oh, I want to lay out my workout clothes the day before. I'm like, that's a great tool to have, but it's just a trigger. It doesn't make you work out. It just reminds you that you have to get a workout done. Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of like forcing you to kind of at least approach the door to that mental room to enter it. Whether you choose to do it or not, that's still up to you. So I'm assuming that Trello is not like a magical thing that's going to automatically make you do it. It's going to remind you. It's like, hey, you said you were going to do this. This was a commitment you stuck by, or this is a reminder that you said was important to you.
Well, let me jump in here real quick.
Yeah.
Who put it on there?
You did.
Did Trello do it? Did somebody else make it do it?
I hope not. AI is so wild.
So you put it on there. Why'd you put it on there? What does it remind you of? Why you did it? Maybe you're not even in a good place when you're looking at it. Let's say you had a really bad run, and you're like, I gotta check the Trello. I gotta get back into my thing or something. Like, yeah, have those moments. It's like, how old is this stuff? It gives you a sense of, I hate to say guilt, but it's like, are you keeping yourself accountable? Do you have some purpose in what you're doing? And how much is the stuff on this list? Does it mean anything to you? So this is the business column. This is where you make your money and you schmooze your clients and your whoever's. And here's this other column of things you said you would do for your wife. Like, I told her I would do this. It could be as simple as taking the trash out. It's like, doesn't matter what it is. Did you put it on here? Did you not do it? Now, does that give you a little bit of a kick in the pants? For sure it does. Unless, again, you're a sociopath or something. It's like, or you don't care. It's like, well, you wouldn't put it on if you didn't care. Who are you trying to impress but yourself? And then guess what happens? You eat the frog. You do the stuff you don't want to do. You see the gym has been getting 3 weeks old on there. It's like, I gotta go to the gym. It's been too long, or I gotta get that flower for mom, or she's gonna be, not devastated, but like, that was the surprise that I knew would win her over on the day, and it's like I didn't do it, so now I'm rushing to get her chocolates. It's like all that kind of shit. I think everybody wants to be, the best version of themselves. And like, you're not going to be the best version of yourself not trying as hard as you can. Trying as hard as you can all the time is more than most people can ask for. Having a little tool there to help you and guide you and hold your hand a bit to keep you accountable to the things you promised yourself, because you're human and you're flawed, and we all are, flawed. It's like, that's just really nice to have. And most people just chalk it up to a calendar or a little list on their fridge or something. And it's like, I think that it carries some weight. I like it.
All right. Say that someone's listening to this and they're like, you know what? I kind of like the idea of this tool. How would you, what 2 or 3 steps would you recommend them take to kind of incorporate the Trello board into their lives?
Well, I would say, click and subscribe. I'm joking.
He's not joking. Click and subscribe, please.
Please do. As far as getting the app, or just
how they incorporate it in their day-to-day life.
Find any time to do it. Maybe it's when you're at the gym and you're doing your walk for like 5 minutes before you warm up or something,
So step 1 is obviously kind of like getting the app itself. It's not a huge cost barrier. Mm-hmm. Step 2 is find and carve out time to actually figure out what matters to you and put it there.
Well, there's got to be some sense of accountability to putting it into your day. You have the time to do a million things in the day. They're all important to you. This should be in there too. Not time consuming or money consuming or effort consuming. It's like, I do this all the time. I'm going to do this as well, and it's going to make my life better. Like, just do that shit.
So what happens if you strive to do it and you're still falling short? How do you kind of overcome that setback?
Well, you look at this thing and it becomes part of your every other or few days or every day routine. Could be multiple times a day. I think that if you find something is on there that you haven't done, the benefit of it is that it's always staring you in the face. You're going to put things on there that matter to you. Why'd you put it on there? Because you didn't care? Why the hell are you using this app or listening to this podcast? It's like, it clearly mattered to some degree. Why'd you put it on there? Because it matters. How much it matters? Well, we'll see how much you do.
So Sam, I really like this tool. I think it's a good one. So I just want to recap the kind of the 4 steps that I kind of wrote down to make sure we're aligned there, if that's cool with you. Since it is your tool, I'm using Sam's tool. The first one is find some type of medium to track yourself and track what your goals are, being personal goals or professional goals. Find some type of medium. It could be a whiteboard, but you advocate for something that you can carry around with you. So either like a notes app or even like the Trello app. Step number 2, take some time or carve out time to really figure out what you want and what you need to do. Be it being done in a day or over the span of a couple of weeks or even a month, you have to actually track down what you need to do.
All I'll say with that is do it. It's not time consuming.
Yeah.
It takes like 5 seconds.
It takes 5 seconds.
Not an hour.
Nice.
Yeah, going to the gym. Just whatever you have, track it, check it daily.
Check it daily. And a third step is once you kind of figure out what you need to do, actually do the thing and start checking off these things that you need to do. And it kind of has like a good sense of satisfaction where you're able to be like, oh, I wrote that down and I completed it. And last but not least is for the things that you haven't done, those what you call big, hairy things, like things that are like, oh man, that's going to be a big task. If you're not going to get it done in that day, that week, or that month, find some way to make some type of progress toward getting it done. And really dive into why you put it on the list in the first place. It's important to you for self-accountability. I think those are 4 great steps. Am I missing anything there?
No.
Nice. So do you have a name for this tool?
It could be any tool. Like, I just don't recommend something you can't have on your person. I think that Trello board's great. There's a lot of things like it, honestly. It's just what I use. But you swipe a thing off that you've done, and then your list gets smaller. Yeah. It's releasing. It's like, oh, thank goodness I got that thing done.
I meant like a creative name for the tool. Like, what are you going to call these 4 steps? This is your baby. Yeah, this is your tool. What are you calling it?
Shit. The 4-step name. Let's think on the spot here. The Liberator.
The Liberator. Dude, that's a lot better than the name I had.
It's my last name minus 1E, so I just made that up on the spot. Are you serious?
The Liberator.
Don't do that.
That was good.
It's a cheese dick thing to say. It's just call it whatever you want. Okay, call it your task list. Call it your to-do list. Call it your accountability list. Call it anything but the Liberator.
You know the name I have for this thing?
What?
Trigger accountability.
That's way better than what I said.
I kind of like the Liberator.
That actually is a comfortable pillow for people in relationships.
I didn't know that. So what are we going with here? The Liberator or Trigger accountability?
Trigger accountability. So all right. It might be taken. It's like a triangle. It's for certain angles for old people, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Moving on.
So we're going with the Trigger accountability tool. And just as a quick recap, the Trigger accountability tool is broken down into 4 steps. The first one is find a medium to track yourself. The second step is write down what you need to do. The third step is do the thing and check it off. And the fourth step is, for the things you haven't done, make progress to actually deal with it and move the needle on it.
Move the needle is probably, out of all that, like, tracking it, but just progress. Like, just make a little progress. You talk about going to the gym. You go to the gym all the time. I see there. It's like, okay, stop going for 6 weeks. See what happens.
Oh, I refuse.
Go for 6 weeks and never go. Like, prior to you've never gone.
Why would you do that to me?
I'm saying, think about what happens. Like,
yeah.
It's just anything in life's like that. Stop gardening. Okay, your garden's gonna have weeds. It's like, clean your house every day or once a week and then stop doing it. What happens? It's like everything goes to shit.
Yeah.
It's like, doesn't mean the house is okay or that the yard doesn't look great. It's just like, that is good.
Yes.
What do you want?
I like this. Trigger accountability.
Yeah.
So, Sam, as we're closing here, do you have anything else to say to these people that are listening and watching?
I've said plenty.
So the next time you come back, I mean, we have to talk about, I guess, ways to move the needle, because I like that. I think that's good. So we're going to say that for next time. Does that work for you?
Yes, it does.
All right, sir. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Dan.
Absolutely. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Thank you for watching and listening to today's episode. Chances are you're looking to embark on your own personal development journey. I'm not going to lie to you. True personal development is hard, and it's supposed to be hard. That's because you're not only changing who you are, but how you operate. The aim of this podcast is to give you a community of people that are striving to do the same. So like and subscribe to the channel, but more importantly, Comment below on how you plan on using today's tool to find your own best path forward. We'll see you next time.